Remember, they can't hurt you. What is up, everybody? My name is Sean Carson, and this is the Closing Sidework. On today's episode, we're going to talk about those guests that we don't necessarily hate, but we damn sure don't like. And I'm talking about the campers. Um, I don't know what it is, but sometimes it's just that last table, and I get the feeling that they know that you have somewhere to be, and they just take their sweet ass time. And I cannot explain to you the number of plans that I've either had to cancel or reschedule, or we're just running late to because that last table just would not leave. And I don't know what it is, but why? Why does the last table always want dessert? Why? Why? Um, it's so flustering, and you don't want to be rude at all, but it's just like, God damn it, just go. I feel like there's three types of campers. You have the people that are slow to eat, that are just, one grain of rice at a time, one string bean, one sip of wine. You have the slow to pay people, where you drop the check off and 40 minutes later they're like, we still haven't looked at it. And the people that are just plain slow to leave, like they've eaten, they're drinking, drinking. Is that a word? I don't know. And they're just sitting there. They're just sitting there talking and talking and talking. And you're just like, oh my God, just leave. Just go, please go. Sometimes, though, this happens once in a blue moon. The camper is a blessing in disguise. There was one Sunday that I went to work the morning shift, and I wasn't necessarily hungover, but definitely dragging ass. Somebody had called in, and so they had to expand our section. So instead of 3 tables, I had 4 tables. The very first table that I got, they came in at 11:07, and for whatever reason, they didn't leave until I left at 4:30. And it was just 2 girls that looked like baby Janet Jacksons. They sat down and they ate, they tabbed out, and they just stayed, and I kind of poked my head back at the table every now and then, like, ladies, are we doing okay? And they were like, yes. But that was actually cool for me because my other tables, I was able to keep them turned and everybody tipped good. So I didn't mind giving up a table for the entire day. So it worked out for me. And so if those 2 girls, if you happen to be watching this show for some reason, I just want to say thank you. I guess thank you. If you were ever in that position where there's just one table separating you from the outside of that building, by all means, don't panic. There's some easy remedies around it. The first one is the most obvious. While they're eating, get done all your side work. Get it all done. So that way, the sooner that you can grab that book, process their payment, get them out of there, everyone is happy. The second method is the one I like to use the most. And that is blaming it on the manager. Why? Because again, like I told you in several videos, managers will blame us servers for almost anything. So this is me just paying that shit forward. So deal. I'll go to my tables and usually say something like, I'm so sorry to interrupt. My manager said that I'm going into overtime for the week, and they want me off the clock. And just as soon as you say that, most cases it snaps people back to reality, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. And always just kind of like definitely kind of drag it out. Like, are you sure I can have this transferred to like my relief? If you no, we'll settle up with you, and if we need to open another tab, we will. And I was like, yeah, I'm so sorry. I just, you know, that works almost 100% of the time. Sometimes they will ask you to just transfer the tab, keep it open because they have somebody joining them. But in those cases, people will say, we're going to keep it open, but we're going to tab out. We're going to like tip you out for what you've done for us, so forth and so on. There's only been one other time where like I suggested that, and the people at the table didn't want either option. They didn't want to check out with me. They didn't want me to transfer it. And that was just some weird sort of like stare down shit because they knew that I wanted to leave, and the lady was just like on some weird. It would take me 2 videos to explain what that was about. But like I said, in most cases, people are usually pretty cool about it. So as long as you keep your cool and don't, make it super obvious. I always like to re-emphasize that they are more than welcome to stay. It's just like I have to leave. And I feel like servers, you guys got to start speaking up a little bit more for yourselves because in some cases, yes, you are like me. Like there's nothing really important. You just want to go chill with your friends or just go home. But in some cases, somebody has to leave to get to a second job or like, go pick up their kids or, it's a transportation issue with like the bus. So it really just depends. But like if you want to go home, you know, there's a way to get out of not having to deal with the campers. Now, if you're working the closing shifts and at night, I'm sorry, you're fucked. I mean, I'm sorry. I wish that I had some sort of like cool way for you to get out of that, but yeah, unfortunately, the closing night shift sucks because you don't get to leave until they leave, and that's just terrible. And the only thing worse than people staying after like you've closed for the night is people that come in right before you close, and that probably, oh, I want that to be the topic of our next video because I have a lot to say about that, and I'm sure y'all have a lot to say about it. But yeah, I'm gonna put a pin in that for now. Until then, my name is Sean Carson. This is the Closing Sidework. Y'all are incredible. Thank you so much. I love y'all very, very much.